What is up, guys? I'm Simple Stinkfish, and this week in WWE, we're going to witness the WrestleMania that should have been good, but injuries made it shit. So I'm basically going to run down everything that's happened in the last couple weeks since my last video and talk about each individual WrestleMania match and then build up to them and give my predictions at the end of the video. Or I'll give my predictions as I go through each match. So I'll start by talking about the Intercontinental Championship match, which will be a 7-way ladder match just like last year's WrestleMania. So we started with Kevin Owens having another match against AJ Styles, which was phenomenal. These two just worked so well together in the ring, and I don't know why this isn't at Mania or on any other pay-per-view for that matter. Like, just felt like it should not have debuted then. But anyways, he has a match with AJ Styles. He gets the roll-up win off of an interference from Jericho. And after the match, he talks about not having a Mania match yet. And so out comes Ziggler, Miz, and Sami Zayn all pleading their cases as to why they should be the #1 contender. So Owens says he's going to go talk to Stephanie to set up a triple threat. And he does. Comes out later that night and says the triple threat will be between Sin Cara, Stardust, and Zack Ryder. Now, I heard rumors that was supposed to be Neville, but Neville broke his ankle, so that's why Zack Ryder is on WrestleMania for a title match. So that triple threat match ended in a DQ after, I believe it was Stardust was thrown to the outside, and Miz, Ziggler, and Zayn were all outside for confronting Owens. Owens throws Stardust into someone, and the match ends in a DQ. It's a triple threat, though, so I don't know why there was a DQ or no contest or whatever it was. It's a triple threat, like... yeah. But anyway, so Owens goes to the back and complains to Stephanie. Stephanie's not in a good mood, so she says, oh, you want to complain to me? Alright, you gotta face all 6 of those men in a 7-way ladder match. This is gonna be an exciting match. I'm excited to see this match. It's just gonna be, you have 7 great talents, and they're all gonna be throwing their bodies around and putting their bodies on the line in a ladder match, which is exciting to watch, although kind of cringy, I guess, when you see someone like Dean Ambrose getting powerbombed through a ladder on the back of his neck. But anyways, this will be a decent match, and they've sort of just booked this around those, like, you have the baby faces Dolph Ziggler and Sami Zayn, the heels Kevin Owens and The Miz, Sin Cara, Stardust, and Zack Ryder thrown in there randomly. You just have like a good babyface versus heel dynamic. You had Dolph Ziggler and Sami Zayn teaming well together and working well together. You had The Miz and Owens having some tension, and then you had a 6-man tag match with Stardust also in there, and Owens sort of leaving Miz and Stardust into the ring and not tagging himself in. Just some good psychology. Owens trying to avoid action in the ring, particularly avoiding Sami Zayn, which leads me to think they're setting that up. They're setting up Owens versus Zayn, and I think the only real contenders to win the match at Mania are Owens and Zayn. Which also makes me think, why wasn't it just a one-on-one match between the two? But hopefully that pays off later, and we see those two go one-on-one at another event. As for who I think will win, I kind of want to lean towards Owens just because Sami Zayn has been in the company for such a brief amount of time. But if last year is any indication, the champion will not retain his title at Mania. I don't think it's going to be Ziggler. I think he's just sort of past his time. Like, I don't see any more major title runs in him. Stardust, Sin Cara, Zack Ryder, they're thrown in this just to make it a multi-man match. They're not really contenders, they're just sort of thrown in there. Zack Ryder is still in NXT. He's still an NXT star in my eyes. And The Miz, I guess he's sort of a viable contender. He's improved in the ring. I really like what he's done in the ring lately. But I think the really only contenders are Owens and Zayn. But I'm going to vote against the champion retaining, so my prediction is going to go to Sami Zayn. So next up we have the New Day versus the League of Nations for the Tag Team Championship. This one has been, at first I was thinking, the New Day's been getting the better of them. Even despite the numbers disadvantage, the New Day has been winning. They've been winning their first 2 title matches. They won another match on Raw. So I was thinking, when one contender always wins leading up to the event, then that usually means they're going to lose at the event. So I was thinking maybe the League of Nations are going to get the titles. I really hope not, though. But then Sheamus beat Kofi with a Brogue Kick, and then they had Kofi versus Del Rio, where Kofi won because Del Rio was like, he hit his foot stomp in the corner, which is his finish, and he didn't go for the pin, which felt weird. Goes for the arm breaker, Kofi rolls him up for the 1-2-3. So it's sort of going back and forth at this point. I think they just sort of gave Sheamus that win just to make sure the League of Nations still looked strong even after their vicious attack. JBL keeps calling them the four horsemen of today's generation, which is just like, no, they're just four guys thrown together who are like powerless as singles competitors. Now you just give them the numbers advantage and all of a sudden they're the greatest thing since sliced bread. No, they're really not, and I really hope they don't win the titles. I wouldn't be surprised if they did win the titles, because I think WWE is trying to push them. I don't think it's New Day's time to drop the titles though, although Enzo and Cass are going to be coming up probably after Mania, and they're going to be a face, and New Day is now completely face, so it makes me think I would have loved to have seen New Day versus Enzo and Cass. That would have been a great tag team feud, a war of words, and just like the promos those two could have cut on each other would have been amazing. But if Enzo and Cass are coming up as face, and they want to be contenders for the title, really thinking maybe League of Nations wins. Hope not, but honestly I'm gonna put my prediction on the League of Nations. And I also want to say Michael Cole confirmed on Raw. He said his quote was, all 7 of these men will be involved in the tag team match, or he said all 7 of these men will be involved in a chaotic match at WrestleMania. So I think it might be a 4-on-7 match, a 4-on-3 match, a 7-man tag team match. So I don't know, they never really like specified like, oh, it's gonna be Kofi and Big E versus Sheamus and Rusev. No, they've just been saying New Day versus League of Nations, so I'm thinking it might actually be a 4-on-3 match, which will be interesting to see, but I think with that numbers advantage, League of Nations is gonna win. So you had Big Show talk about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and only to be interrupted by the Social Outcast and be attacked by him. Kane comes out to even the odds, then chokeslams Big Show, and then the next week you have Kane and Big Show teaming up against the Social Outcasts. It seems like these are the 6 men that the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is centered around, which is kind of lame, considering that's like the best they have for this Battle Royal. Like, what about last year when they had an NXT superstar like qualify for the Battle Royal? That would have been awesome to see. But so that match ends in DQ quickly, and you have Jobber City come out and just turn into a huge brawl, including Goldust and R-Truth, which I thought they were like, that's the big payoff for them trying to team up, is now them facing each other in the Battle Royal. If they're gonna put that much effort and that much backstage camera time on them, it better pay off at a later event in terms of like them becoming a tag team or a one-on-one match or something. But so it looks like the Battle Royal is just Jobber City, and I don't know who's gonna win. Maybe Big Show wins it twice in a row. I don't know, and Kane is the other one. Maybe Mark Henry too. Alright, so I think Big Show, Kane, and Mark Henry, those are the 3 that seem to be the most viable contenders to win the Battle Royal. Big Show could win his second one, or this could be sort of Battle Royal that like pays tribute to the guys who have been the company with the company forever. So it could be Kane or Mark Henry. Kane seems to be nearing the end of his run, although he seems like he still can go in the ring. Mark Henry is teased retirement soon, so maybe he gets the trophy, just sort of as like an homage, like a thank you for being with us, Mark, but here's your farewell present sort of thing. My prediction, I'll put my prediction on Mark Henry, just because I don't know who else it would be. No, I'm putting my prediction on Kane. Scratch that, prediction Kane. Just because like Kane's been sort of at the forefront of it. Mark Henry hasn't. Mark Henry like literally came out with the rest of the jobbers with Damian Sandow and the Ascension and Darren Young. I think Mark Henry will be like the final 3 or something, but I'm gonna say Kane wins the Battle Royal. So Jericho came out and interrupted AJ Styles' match with Kevin Owens chanting AJ Styles, distracting him, allowing Owens to get the roll-up victory. And then Jericho has a match with Fandango, with like, where has he been? Why is he having a match on Raw? And AJ Styles came out chanting Y2 Jackass. And I just before that happened, like I want to say Jericho's been such a good heel. Like it's just so refreshing to see him as a heel, because he can just in the ring, on the microphone, he's engaging with the crowd. He can just like trash talk the crowd. He can trash talk his opponent. He'll be like on the ramp trash talking AJ Styles, turn to the crowd and engage them, tell them to shut their mouths and that they're a stupid idiot. And it's just like really refreshing to see a heel this good. You know, you got him, Kevin Owens, and Bubba Ray, I think are the best vocal heels that we have in the company right now. But so that doesn't work. Jericho still gets a win over Fandango, even with AJ Styles interference, which feels weird. It's almost like, okay, AJ Styles can't win it with Jericho interfering, but Jericho can win it with AJ interfering. But so they do it all over again the following week with Jericho versus Ryder. AJ Styles is out ringside or whatever, and he distracts Jericho. Ryder gets the roll-up win. That's what should have happened the week before when Jericho was facing Fandango. Fandango is not going to be on Mania. I don't even think he's in the Battle Royal. Jericho should have been facing Ryder that week, or facing, I think, Ziggler, Zayn, and Miz. None of them had a match. Jericho could have had a fine match with any of them, and they still could have gotten the win over Jericho. I know they were teasing that triple threat, but it didn't pay off. So you could have thrown one of those guys against Jericho to get the win, just to make it even. I don't see the point of Jericho getting the win over Fandango. But with Jericho being such a good heel, he's just like a classic heel right now. I think this match will be exciting. It's still AJ versus Jericho, and I think this will be a good match to watch. It's not going to be the same, can prove to me that you're phenomenal, prove to me that you can beat me at Fastlane. It's going to be a whole new Jericho, whole new attitude, and I think this will be a refreshing match. But I still think AJ Styles gets the win at Mania. That's sort of what Jericho does. He comes back and he puts over the new talent of the company. I know AJ Styles isn't young like Fandango was at WrestleMania 29, but AJ Styles is new to the company and he needs a push. He needs that sort of solidification. And I don't think there's really any benefit to Jericho winning. Jericho can lose and still go on to be a top heel in the company for the next forthcoming months. AJ Styles losing just buries him, and it's like, I know Vince hates these TNA guys, but please, AJ Styles is one of the best in-ring performers we have in the main roster right now. Do not bury him. My prediction goes to AJ Styles. So then we get to the Divas Championship Triple Threat match, which I think will be a great match. I was looking forward to this, but I really think it probably should have been Charlotte versus Sasha one-on-one. Hopefully we get that match later on. So you had Charlotte versus Sasha one-on-one with Becky at ringside, and Sasha has been bragging about how she's never been pinned or submitted since she's debuted on the main roster. And I hope they keep that going, whether it's at Mania and she wins, or at Mania and she doesn't get pinned, Becky Lynch gets pinned or whatever. But so she had a one-on-one match with Charlotte. She wins by roll-up. After the match, Becky comes into the ring, suplexes both of them. I think that's just sort of their way to try to make Becky look strong, but I think it might be a little too late for that. I just think she's great in the ring. Like, these are the three best in-ring performers of the Divas division, and I'm glad to see them all getting this spotlight that they deserve after debuting less than a year ago. But I really think that on the forefront, it's Charlotte versus Sasha. And so then Charlotte had a match with Becky Lynch, and Charlotte beats Becky Lynch. So it's like she loses to Sasha, but she beats Becky Lynch. It sort of just kind of buries Becky Lynch, puts her on the back burner. I don't think she's going to win. I just don't see WWE investing in her, because she's just sort of like the goody two-shoes babyface that the fans aren't really too invested in. I saw someone else say this, and I really agree with this. I really think that this is how it will go. I think it was Wrestle Talk TV. Charlotte will get booed, Sasha will get cheered, and the fans will just sort of be polite to Becky. Because it's not like Becky's doing anything wrong, it's just she's not as charismatic, she's not as engaging, and I really think that the fans will be fully behind Sasha Banks. And so it's either going to be Charlotte retains her title at Mania by pinning or submitting Becky Lynch, or Sasha Banks wins the title. I would love to see Sasha have her moment and win the title at Mania, but it does almost feel too soon. I feel like a few weeks ago I would have definitely said Sasha, just because like she made a return at the Rumble and she was like really hot coming out of that return. But now it's just sort of like, what has Sasha done? She hasn't really had that many matches. She's been so involved with Team Bad. I'm not really sure how this one's gonna go. It's a triple threat match, so it's no DQ. Despite what happened on Raw and that number one contenders Intercontinental triple threat, it's still no DQ, and I think Rick will get involved, and I think Charlotte will actually win this one. I would love to see Sasha win. That's what I want to see Sasha win, but my money's going to go on Charlotte for this one, by Ric Flair's shenanigans getting involved one way or another. So Bubba Ray Dudley had a match against R-Truth. Goldust came out, failed to make the save, and then the Usos came out to actually make the save and run the Dudleys off. This is a pre-show match, Dudleys versus Usos. At least it's pre-show, because I said a while ago this match is just pointless. But anyways, this match is happening, and it just feels like there's been a really weak build to it. Like I said in my last video, this feels like a match that just sort of could be on any other pay-per-view, but it's on the WrestleMania grand stage just because they need to fill time for some reason. But anyway, so you had Usos put the Ascension through tables, so maybe tables get involved in the match somehow. It's not a tables match, at least it hasn't been announced as one yet. Dudleys are very anti-table, so I don't think that's going to happen. And then you had, after that, Bubba Ray was backstage. Well, the Dudleys were backstage, and Bubba Ray said, "We've beaten the Usos family before. We'll beat them again." And Roman Reigns came out. I'll get to that later. As for my prediction, I would like to think that the WWE is going to push the Usos, keep them as a top-tier tag team, just because the Dudleys are the older guys, and they're just, like, not going to be here forever. Usos are going to be here much longer. I don't see them burying the Usos, but I think just the way this push is going, the fact that the Dudleys are now aligning themselves with the Authority, my prediction is going to say the Dudley Boys win at WrestleMania. You need heels to win, one way or another. And I don't think I've predicted too many heel victories. Well, I predicted the League of Nations. I'm going to predict the Dudley Boys as well. Then you have Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar. Now, this is the match that I am most excited for personally, just because Brock Lesnar's great in the ring, Dean Ambrose is great in the ring. It's a street fight. Brock Lesnar's street fight with John Cena a few years ago was amazing. Dean Ambrose's personality and his in-ring brawl style will be amazing in a no-holds-barred street fight. So seeing these two clash just really gets me excited. This is going to be, it's not match of the night, but it's going to be a fun one that I'm going to be really engaged in and really excited to watch. But so on Raw, you had the main event be Dean versus Braun Strowman, and the match had this is boring chance. In a Dean Ambrose match, when there are this is boring chance, WWE, that tells you something. It's Braun Strowman. Get him the F out of here. Remember that? To get the F out? Get Braun Strowman the F out of here. Dean ends that match in a DQ by hitting Braun Strowman with a chair, sort of just teasing his lunatic, maniacal attitude towards this no DQ match. But right after that, we had a dark match, Ambrose and Roman Reigns versus, I think it was Luke Harper and Eric Rowan or something like that, in which Braun Strowman got punched by a fan and Luke Harper got injured. So now 2 Wyatt family members are out. And again, injuries are plaguing WrestleMania. But so the Wyatts are just sort of thrown in there because they have beef with Ambrose and they have beef with Lesnar. Can't speak. But so then you have next week, Paul Heyman came out and basically just cut his promo, building up the match, hyping up the match, doing what he does best and just being the hype man and really making this match feel like something. Ambrose, this was great on him. He comes down with a fucking wagon. Just like, what the hell? And he goes to the back of the ring, doesn't look at it, like he circles the ring, doesn't look at Lesnar once, goes under the ring, gets a plethora of weapons, including Barbie and the chainsaw and everything else, the stairs, and just loads up the wagon and walks right out, not acknowledging Lesnar once, and I think that was great. And I think I'm just really excited to see this match. I'm really excited to see how Lesnar is going to incorporate weapons, because Lesnar's the beast. He doesn't need weapons, but Lesnar with weapons is a scary thing. They've built it up so that Ambrose with weapons is a scary thing, him being the lunatic. But what about Lesnar, the beast with a weapon in his hands? That's dangerous. So this is just going to be a chaotic match. It's going to be 2 bulls just butting heads, seeing who's going to budge first. Ambrose is not going to quit, and Lesnar's going to have to beat him down and just keep him down. I don't know how this match is going to go, though. If Lesnar's going to lose, he really has to be hit with everything but the kitchen sink, maybe even including the kitchen sink. And that's like the only way Lesnar can really go down to Ambrose, because he's the one who ended the streak. I don't think he's been pinned or anything since his return. I really think he's going to have to just be hit with everything. On the other hand, in order for Ambrose to lose, I think Ambrose can lose and still look strong, because he can just bring the fight to Lesnar and give him everything he has, and if he loses, the fans will still be behind him. And I don't know, I'm sort of getting this feeling that Ambrose is sort of the guy that will always lose to the top guy. He'll never be the top guy. I want him to be the top guy, and I hope that he one day does get there. But right now, he just sort of feels like the guy that will always lose to the top guy. I think the Raw after Mania will really be pivotal in terms of where Lesnar goes and where Ambrose goes. I think Ambrose can still look strong if he just comes out the night after a loss and just is still fighting, still going, still beating Bray Wyatt or some other top star. Not Bray Wyatt because he's injured, but still staying at the top of the card, still being relevant. Brock Lesnar, I think, might be rumored to be taking a break after WrestleMania, but I'm not sure on that. But anyways, In terms of prediction, like, I want to say Dean Ambrose wins and just like gets that momentum, but honestly, it's Brock fucking Lesnar. Will it happen? I'm gonna say no. I say Brock Lesnar wins this one. And now for the classic little man versus big man of the night. Kalisto versus Ryback for the United States Championship. Ryback's just sort of been in Kalisto's face, telling him a good big guy will always beat a good little guy. These two put on a good match at the Survivor Series World Heavyweight Championship tournament, and I'm excited to see what they can do in a WrestleMania stage in a one-on-one environment. But what I liked was on Raw. I think some people thought this was like a little awkward or whatever, but I liked it. On Raw, Kalisto gets the win over Connor. Looks bigger than ever. I remember back at like NXT Redemption, going on a tangent, but he beats him. Ryback comes out after the match. He doesn't attack him, doesn't do anything, just gets in his face, stares him down. You just have the two staring at each other, just, yeah. Kalisto's looking at. Anyway, it was a good stare down, and I think it was a good way to just like have them have that face off on the go home show. I think that's what you need to do on the go home show for any pay-per-view. Well, no, I guess WrestleMania. You want to do it for WrestleMania. Just like have that nice, intense face-off, fade off in a commercial or whatever. I think that's the way to do it. As for prediction, I could see Ryback winning because he's just getting such a big push. I also think it's too soon to just bury Kalisto and take the title off of him. So it's going to be a good, highly contested match. I know a lot of people aren't excited about it, but I'm excited to see this match. This is one of those matches that I will tune into because I like watching Kalisto in the ring. And this new Ryback, I want to see where he goes. I want to see if his in-ring skills step up at WrestleMania. I want to see if he steps up his game. But I think by hook or by crook, Ryback wins and gets the United States Championship. I think on a future pay-per-view, Extreme Rules or something like that, Kalisto will win the title back. But prediction goes to Ryback for this one. Oh yeah, and then we have a 10 Diva Potty Break Tag Team Pointless match. Again, it's just promoting Total Divas like they always do. They keep promoting that thing. They had the 4 Total Divas going up against Bad and Blonde, which was Team Bad, along with Summer Rae, Emma, which was nice to see her make her main roster debut. I'm excited to see that because she's so good in NXT. She's really improved a lot, and I'm happy that she's now getting the spotlight on the main roster. But so it's them, Summer Rae, Emma, and Lana. She's aligned herself with them. I'm interested to see how she does in the ring. All she's done so far is the Bella Buster. I want to see if she has any actual in-ring ability for the match. But they say, oh, Team Total Divas has a 5th mystery person. We don't know who's going to join their team. And off the top of my head, I was thinking, ooh, this will be a nice opportunity. We have Emma come up to the main roster. Let's see someone oppose her from NXT, such as Bayley, Asuka, Carmella, anyone who's worthy. And then I was like, wait, maybe it's Eva Marie. Please, God, no, not Eva Marie.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
And then Eva Marie made her debut in the post-match brawl or whatever, and I was like, what? Like, first you have Zack Ryder on WrestleMania in a title match, and now you have Eva Marie fucking at WrestleMania. Like, Fans are not happy about that one. I don't know what WWE is thinking when giving Eva Marie that chance. I don't know what they want to do with her. The fans don't like her. She doesn't have heel heat. She has get the F out of here heat. Nobody wants to see her. She's not good in the ring. I know WWE is like, she trained with Brian Kendrick and like she looks, I got my hopes up there. I was like, all right, she's training. She's like improving. She's going out of her way to like improve her skills. But it's not working. It's just so bad every time I watch her in the ring. It's like I want to give her a chance, but I just can't. It's just so bad, and I just cringe. And why is she at WrestleMania? I swear to God, if she gets the pin and she has a pinfall victory at WrestleMania, I think the fans are going to riot. I know I'm going to be flipping out, but I think there's going to be a riot in Dallas if Eva Marie gets the pin. If you want to know my prediction, that's it. My standards for WWE are that low, where my prediction is that Eva Marie is gonna pin and get the win for Team Total Divas. Because again, they're still trying to promote Total Divas. Who does she pin though? Who does she pin? Tamina maybe? Naomi still needs to be a top tier contender. Emma just made a main roster debut. Maybe she pins Emma. that I'd like to see her stay as a top tier contender in the Divas division, just because like she's been so good in NXT. I want to see her get more of a chance. Bayley will be coming up soon, hopefully after Mania. Maybe she drops the title to Asuka and then Bayley comes to the main roster. That's what I would like to see happen. Emma could get pinned. I don't think Lana will get pinned, not in her debut. Then who's the other one? Summer Rae. Oh, Eva could pin Summer Rae. And then that also ties into Total Divas, because Summer Rae, even though she's on Bad and Blah, she's not on the Total Divas team. She's still a Total Diva. Or was. I don't know. I'm going to predict Eva Marie pins Summer Rae. And now for the match that should be the main event, but is not the main event, the penultimate main event. We have Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match. Vince McMahon went on Raw, called Undertaker his bitch, and said if he does not win at WrestleMania, it will be his last. Way to keep it ambiguous, Vince. Like, is it his last match? Is it his last WrestleMania? Is it his last Hell in a Cell match? What? I think the assumption is that it's his last WrestleMania, but that was my assumption. I was like, alright, so he could just still... Yeah, but anyways, Undertaker came out on Raw next week saying it will not be his last. Undertaker will win. He's still going to stick around. He's still got plenty of fight left in him. No, he doesn't. And that Shane will not topple him at Mania. Out comes Shane, getting in his face, talking about legacy. Undertaker's like, don't you talk about my legacy, bitch boy. Or rich boy. I can't remember if he said bitch boy or rich boy. Either way, it was weird. Shane gets up in his face, starts talking about legacy. They start brawling on each other. Shane's punches still look flimsy. They're just like... But... Yeah. But anyways, then Shane... I like the way his jabs look though. Like his body punches are just like this. But he had a couple like nice quick jabs to the face. They looked nice. They looked like they were like really... It looked like a boxer's punch on Undertaker's face. Puts him down on the announce table. Hits him over the head with a monitor on the announce table, and then we get the biggest feeling of nostalgia ever, where we see the old Shane leaping with faith off the corner of the ring through the announce table. I don't care if that elbow missed or whatever. To see him do that, no one in today's age does that. We see all these suicide dives and Neville with all of his flips and everything and all these somersaults and everything. We don't see anyone jump off the corner through the announce table. So if that is any indication, this match at WrestleMania inside Hell in a Cell is going to be full of big spots, and it's going to be really exciting to watch, and no one is going to be sitting down for that match. But now who wins? I think it's been made obvious that it's going to be Shane. Maybe it's not obvious. It's still Undertaker losing at WrestleMania, so if Shane wins, which I think he will, my prediction goes to Shane. It's got to be by some sort of shenanigans. There's been rumors of the Balor Club debuting. There's been rumors of John Cena, although he's confirmed that he will not wrestle at WrestleMania, that he might get involved and save the company, put out the authority one more time. There's been rumors, I don't know how strong these rumors were, but like my thought was, what about Sting? I know there are the rumors of him like having that back surgery thing or that back condition, that retired Edge, that same one. I think there was a statement that came out where he denied that or something along those lines. What if he doesn't wrestle, but he comes down, gets involved? Then you have that Undertaker versus Sting stare down that's just been like fantasized for years by all the hardcore fans. Then you have Sting, once again, putting the authority out of power. But another thing that's sort of indicating this was, I remember someone posted a picture of their ticket for a Raw in May or something, or a Raw in April. It was labeled Monday Night Raw versus the WWE. Sort of indicating that Shane will take control of Monday Night Raw, but that's it. Maybe there's some sort of loophole or something where Shane gets Raw, but he won't get WWE. Vince and Triple H and Stephanie, they'll take WWE, or they'll take SmackDown. I would like to see a brand split. I don't think there's enough talent to successfully pull off a brand split that well, but I'd like to see them try. Because, you know, worst comes to worst, you just mesh them back together again. People will, they're not going to forget about it, but they'll move on. I would like to see Shane McMahon win, and we get a brand split. Shane's been saying Monday Night Raw this whole time. Commentators will say Monday Night Raw, and therefore WWE. But I want to see a brand split. I think that is how this will go down. And again, I think it's going to be Sting interfering and just cause it. It's either Sting or John Cena. I'm going to predict Sting, but that's not really important. It's either Sting or John Cena. Someone's interfering because it's Hell in a Cell and no DQ. And now for the main event that everyone is dreading, except for me apparently. You have Roman Reigns versus Triple H for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Michael Cole confirmed that this will be the main event. He said it just in some part of his commentary. He was like, and here's our main event of WrestleMania, Triple H and Roman Reigns or whatever. But I like this attitude change of Roman Reigns. He came out and busted Triple H open after his return. He's just like, no smiles, no nothing. Well, actually, all right, so he came back, Stephanie was cutting a promo, he interrupts, and this was just a good promo by Roman Reigns, except for his tagline. But anyways, Stephanie is like saying, my husband will beat you. Roman takes a microphone, covers it, brings it down. He's just like, nope, that ain't gonna happen. That was like the one smile he cracked. He was just like, nope, what's she talking about? I thought this was just like a badass move by him, just sort of really defiant. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He took the microphone. He said, I'm going to walk into your arena, I'm going to step into your ring, and I'm going to beat your husband for my title. I think it was just a well-delivered promo. It sounded really like a guy who was just intense and angry and aggressive, had a chip on his shoulder, and was just ready to kick some ass. I thought it was badass and a well-delivered promo. Props to him. This is the attitude change in Roman Reigns that I've been waiting for. So as I alluded to earlier on SmackDown, Bubba Ray was saying he's beat up Rikishi. If he could, he'd beat up Alpha and Sika. He'll beat up any member of the Usos family. So here comes Roman Reigns, the new angry, intense Roman Reigns, saying he's like, oh, you'll beat up anyone? All right, how about you? And Bubba Ray's like, oh, what? You want a match with me? You want a match with me? And Roman's like, nah, I don't want a match. I want to fight. And this is good. I like this intense Roman Reigns, and I'll get to this later, but this attitude change could be foreshadowing something. But so they have their fight, and it's just a straight up beatdown. Roman Reigns is just being a badass, punching everything in sight. He gets DQ'd or no contest or whatever. This is like a good, intense Roman Reigns that I want to see. And so then you have on Raw, the Authorities cutting a promo, and Roman Reigns comes out and runs them off or whatever, and it's just like this whole big mess. So then you have Triple H and Stephanie coming out on Raw, talking about how Triple H is the greatest champion ever. He's gonna win at WrestleMania. Triple H is talking about his obsession. He said, my obsession a lot.
I'm obsessed with being the absolute best. My obsession, my obsession, my obsession, and my obsession.
He talked about Roman Reigns powerbombing him at TLC, which I witnessed live, which was awesome, even though the table didn't break. The spear was freaking epic, and Triple H says that relit his obsession for being the top guy, for being the champion, for being at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns doesn't care. Roman Reigns comes out and interrupts, runs them off, punches Triple H out, and I just love this. Roman Reigns isn't talking, he's doing very minimal talking. He's just coming out, beating down everything in sight. This is the Roman Reigns that we've wanted, but the fans still don't like him. Why? Come on, this is what you've wanted for so long. Roman Reigns at this point is just a bloodthirsty badass, and even backstage he sees Bubba Ray Dudley, or he's about to be interviewed, and Bubba Ray Dudley and distracts him and draws his attention, and then Devon shows up, and then Triple H attacks him from behind, and Roman Reigns is getting beat up. So later in that night, Authority goes back out to the ring. They cut pretty much the same promo, and Roman Reigns comes out again. Just comes out, makes a beeline to the ring, attacking Triple H, beating him down. Then you have Stephanie motioning for the heels of the roster to come down and pull Roman off of Triple H. And then the faces come down to pull Triple H off of Roman, or even the odds or whatever. And you just have this whole clusterfuck of superstars and people that aren't even involved in the match. It's trying to make the match look bigger, I guess. Just make it seem like... But I like it. I see what they're trying to do, so therefore I can get invested in it. I think for the styles of Roman Reigns and the style of Triple H, this is gonna be a decent match. I mean, it's as good as a Roman versus Triple H match can be, which is just a bunch of brawling, not a whole bunch of technical wrestling abilities, which is fine. Not every great wrestler has to be technically proficient. Roman Reigns can do just fine being a brawler, being aggressive, and especially the new aggressive attitude of Roman Reigns. Is Roman Reigns with a chip on his shoulder. I think this new attitude has been foreshadowing a heel turn. The heel turn that we've been begging for so long, and the fans just aren't having any of it. I know he's still technically a face, but when he did that Superman dive over the top rope onto the pile of people, that was epic. Come on, like, how do you not like that? Brooklyn is ruthless. They start chanting, "You still suck. You still suck." Like, why? Come on, give the man some slack. I know he's sort of like the guy that the WWE has been pushing. But come come on, that was an awesome dive, and he's doing fine. His attitude change is awesome, and I think at WrestleMania, this attitude change is going to make him just be very ruthless and aggressive, and he's either gonna be wrestling like a heel. I think what they want is for that WrestleMania moment of Roman Reigns winning the title, winning it clean. Because I don't see Triple H winning. I don't think there's any benefit to Triple H winning the title. There's speculation of maybe Seth Rollins making a run in, and maybe a double turn. Seth Rollins runs out and helps Triple H or something. I don't know. But Roman Reigns, I think, should win the title, and the night either turn heel during the match, or the night after on Raw, people are saying he's going to cut a promo saying, I don't care what you guys think, I won the title, I'm the champion, I'm going to do it my way. Whatever his promo is going to sound like, he's just going to be like, I'm the champion, screw you guys. He's going to be heel. I don't think Seth Rollins is ready for a return, but he's close. So hopefully he comes back, he'll be face, and that feud can continue, because I don't think that book was ever closed. It was supposed to close at Survivor Series, but Seth Rollins got injured. Now you can continue the feud, but Roman will be heel, Seth will be face. The fans are going to pop like crazy when Rollins returns, but Roman will be champion. That's how WrestleMania is going to end. Roman Reigns is going to win the title cleanly but aggressively. He's going to be ruthless. He's going to be bloodthirsty in that match. I don't know if he's going to draw blood, but he's certainly going to be looking for it. In other news, NXT TakeOver Dallas is just going to be fucking awesome. You have Sami Zayn versus Nakamura. You have Bayley versus Asuka. You have American Alpha versus The Revival. It's just a loaded card. And Austin Aries is going to debut. And it's just going to be an awesome match. But let me know what you guys think about WrestleMania in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win? Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think of the way everything's been booked and built up so far? I'd love to hear what you guys think. If you like this video, click the thumbs up button. If you want to see more of my content, I just do more videos exactly like this, recapping, booking, analyzing, and predicting. So if you like that, hit the subscribe button. I've been Simple Stinkfish, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. But WrestleMania is gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be a great wrestling card. I think WrestleMania will be awesome. It's gonna be good wrestling, but even though the booking hasn't been that great, but I think it'll be a fine wrestling show, and so I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and I will see you guys in the next video.